Hello and welcome, race fans, into some Wednesday night racing action where the VRL Vigilante Racing League drivers, that playoff field has been set on up here. Who will be the top 8 to move on to next week, and what for leaves their championship hopes in the dust? Well, we just got to figure this one out here from Miami here as well. So some fantastic racing to be had all race long as we get things all started on. In time to buckle on up, grab that popcorn, and get your butts in those seats, because here we go. It is race time as we get things all started off with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And welcome back. As always, we have to say a huge thank you to the proud supporters of the Vigilante Racing League, such as GC Cruise Travel. Be sure to give Greg Klein a contact there at 918-906-5616. He may not be answering his phone because he's still out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean coming back from Europe, but you can also send him an email or shoot him a message over there on the Facebooks and get your next vacation all planned up and all ready and all worry-free, because Greg will take care of the dirty work for you. He knows how to get you the best deals and get the best bang for the buck. So be sure to use GC Crew Travel, the official travel provider of the VRL and AAA Broadcasting. And of course, a big thank you as well to Blue Fox Properties and Dave Mayberry. Give him a call at 520-850-4189 and let his 18 years of experience buying and selling homes in the Tucson, Arizona area or anywhere across the country get you into that home of your dreams. This housing market just gets crazier and crazier day by day, so don't delay and get yourself a good quality realtor. As always, I am Alan Brown, and I am joined here tonight in the booth by my good buddy, the Brewmaster in General, Mr. Alan English, here with me tonight. Al, we return to one of our favorite tracks here, and it's really a bummer that NASCAR doesn't use this as their championship race anymore. They had to move it to freaking Phoenix, but nonetheless, we should be having some great action here. As I mean, it's still part of the playoffs. We still gotta figure out who moves on and who ends up going home.
That's right. This track, when it was the NASCAR championship track, it produced some crazy racing and crazy cautions going down the front stretch and stuff at night. So it seemed like roots kind of racing, to me, being a Saturday night race at your local track. But yeah, they moved that to Phoenix, which is fine. I like Phoenix too. It's a decent track. But I really do like this Homestead Miami Speedway. It's very technical track. It'll shred your tires. There's not a lot of room out there. You're going to have some guys wanting to ride that wall high. Other guys going to be weaving in and out. You know, they're going to be trying to chase a line. So it's going to get crowded out there. We got a pretty decent sized field out here tonight. Let's see what we got. 26 drivers here connected so far, but qualifying's just started. So we may get a few more in there before it's all said and done.
And that indeed. And down there to settle all the tempers, Mr. Adam Turner, our official anger management specialist, down on pit road, all locked in and loaded as always. Adam, returning to a fantastic mile and a half that you cannot call this thing a cookie cutter. It's a beast of its own, and these drivers are going to have a tough task here tonight.
Yeah, English said it's technical. I agree. The banking is strange here. There's no tri-oval, quad oval. It's just a little bit different than your normal mile and a half. Really does kind of got that feel of a short track. Just the feel of it, the way it's a little flatter. And running at night, that's always fun. I do miss that. The championship in Miami. But Phoenix is also decent. I don't know. I think the angers have maybe all the anger has just kind of come together. Maybe this is the boiling point here in Miami. Maybe somebody will come to fisticuffs or something tonight. You think? I doubt it. Vigilante guys are pretty clean. But I mean, I can always dream, you know. I'm going to go ahead and give you the rules right now. One fast repair. 60% fuel, which I think is interesting tonight. Pay attention to that one. 4 total sets of tires, 13 incident points penalty. After that, every 6 incident points, you'll get another penalty. The track is actually for Miami. Cool. 69 degrees on the track. That shouldn't be a problem. Should be sticky.
That it should be. Is down there. Let's take a look here at tonight's race info at this 1.5 mile race track here tonight. Beautiful weather to be had without any rain showers or anything possibly passing on by. These drivers should have a fantastic night full of racing and some good battles to be had. Bringing us down to tonight's key to the race, and this will matter even more once we tell you who's in that top 12 right now and who's fighting for these playoff spots. But hey, the key to the race is you got to get them points. We've seen it time and time again where one bonus point here, maybe a couple stolen positions late in the race there, and that gets people into that championship 4 by the end of it.
Yeah, all those points for position and even stage points. Those stage points carry over here into the playoffs. So, yeah, make sure you're collecting every point you can out there, and every position matters. So even on these pit stops, go in, hit your marks as best you can, and get out of there in a hurry and try to make a couple positions in the pits, because it can be done if you practice it quite a bit.
And if I was going to just hand out extra points to somebody, the 53, Jeremiah Burke, I'm going to hand them to him. He's got a paint scheme out there that I'm sure we'll touch on at some point.
Yeah,
but it has to do with us on the truck.
and Dave.
Yeah, Dave Mayberry, the nickname. He's on there with us. It's like we're a team on the hood of the 53. We all have the face for radio, though. That's a strange
Correct.
part.
That's
That's all right.
that is for certain. There's no amount of makeup that can make these hooligans all made up for a TV. But speaking of the TV, we thank you all for watching over there on the YouTubes. If you haven't done so already, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell so you get alerted every single time that we go live. And of course, if you enjoy the racing action, be sure to hit that thumbs up button as well, so we can continue to grow our fantastic community that we got going on over here. So we're in the waning seconds of qualifying here in our round 1 playoff opener here at Homestead. Just a couple more moments and then we'll be taken to our starting grid.
Yep, once these guys get all gridded up, we'll announce the starting order here as they get behind this Chevy Silverado pace truck.
Yeah, they do real quick qualify here, 5 minutes, but it doesn't take long. Get warmed up and run around the track. I like that. Just down to business here, Vigilante Racing League. We're not messing around.
Yeah.
32nd
Just
lap.
race.
Yep, down to business indeed. As here we go, as the drivers getting all into their machines. Let's tell everybody where their favorite driver will be starting here tonight. In first on pole position, the 27 of Mr. Timothy Pope. He's no stranger to running there up at the front, getting things started there in the 1 position. He's going to have the 23 of Mr. Sean McDonald starting to his outside there in second. The 33 of Jess Vought's going to start tonight here in third, with the 7 of Jonah Long having a great qualifying time as well, moving on up to 4th position. You got the 81 of Jonathan Osborne getting things started along here inside of that top 5. To his outside will be the 18 of Mr. Andrew Player starting here in 6th. 7th will be the 53 of Jeremiah Burke. We'll take a closer look at his paint scheme here in just a few moments. Then you got the 99 of America's driver Albert Anderson starting here tonight in 8th. 6 of a former season champion, Mr. Trevor Robertson, getting things started here tonight in 9th, with the 55 of Ricky Wittenberg rounding out your top 10. Also going to say a huge thank you to Ricky Wittenberg and D&D Race Graphics for a fantastic splash screen for tonight's race.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. I love the neon look of it too, man. It's pretty cool. 14 of Dustin Eaton, Dustin with a Y, starting in 11th. Outside row number 6, Mike Adamson in the 88. 29, Dave, the aforementioned Gambler Mayberry, starting in 13th place. 14th will be Mike Taylor in the 98. The 01 of Kelly Kill, starting in 15th place. Outside row number 8, Andrew Cawthon in the 10. The 123 of John Gallagher, starting in 17th place. The 69, Larry Dickerson, starting in 18th place. 19th and 20th will be the 13 of Earl Evans and the 84 of Josh Bittner.
All right, we got Jack Dixon, 21st, 22nd. 085 of Greg Dobson. Oh, that's 2 Canadians right together. I think they planned that. They must have used the metric system at
Sure.
some point.
Yeah.
Deion Jones in the 4. Chandler Paul, 72. And then it's like Kyle Vought's rounding this thing out at the back end of the thing.
Well, and there we have it, your starting field here tonight. You'll notice on some of the trucks, the playoff drivers have the red banner above the windshield and a red spoiler here tonight as well. So that will aid in you fans picking out who's gunning for that championship here at the end of this season.
Oh, man.
Field gets locked in and loaded behind the pace truck, whose lights are all turned on off, so we should be getting rolling here in just a couple of seconds here as they make their way out of turn number 4. Yes, indeed, there goes the pace truck getting down and out of the way as that green flag waves. Race time here in Miami as the field rumbles and stumbles down into turns 1 and 2. Already some incidents and contact going on in the backfield here. Chandler Paul getting turned sideways. Couple of people having issues. Looks like Andrew Cawthon and Kyle Vaught there as well, having some severe issues out there as the field was trying to get up to speed, but everything remains green flag racing here up at the front as the 27 of Pope leads the way out of turns 3 and 4. It's almost 3 wide between the 23, 33, and the 7 machine coming on down the home straightaway there. And we complete lap number 1, an eventful lap number 1.
Yeah, the 55, Ricky Wittenberg, got up into the wall there as they came around to take that first lap. And we also had a truck spin down towards the infield wall. Did you see that turn? It looked like the 29 of Mayberry.
I did not see that, and I have it on crashes, so I don't know what happened there. But you were talking about Ricky, that painting he kind of did there at the beginning of our broadcast. I don't know how he does it, but it looks really cool. It's like Miami Vice style. If anybody ever watched Miami Vice, one of my favorite shows. Crockett and Tubbs.
As the 27 of Pope continues to lead the way here, things starting to single file out here early. A 100-lap race here at this track is a long, long way to go. The 7 of Jonah Long up against the far outside wall. He's got the 81 Jonathan Osborne starting to chase him down a little bit here. No, in the real world of NASCAR, they tend to try to keep it up against that far outside wall, run that high line for as much as it's worth. But here comes that 81 of Osborne down underneath the 7, trying to steal that 4th place spot away from him here. Not quite able to get the run out of the corner, though. Momentum, a big part of this racetrack.
Yeah, that's where iRacing kind of differs from real life. They try to do it as best they can, but these drivers definitely prefer that inside line. I don't know if it's because of the way iRacing has built the track or just the preference of the drivers here. But yeah, a lot of the running up close to the wall on the straightaways and then diving down and kind of getting as close as they can to that white line, usually within a couple of feet on the inside.
Yeah, that's how they want to run in real life. Do you think it's scary up there on the top? Or do you think as we wear tires out, maybe they'll have some guys run up there? It looks like Jonathan Osborne's running up top right now.
A good chunk of people are. Larry Dickerson in the 69 machine is doing that as well. He just makes his way around the 29 of Dave, the man Mayberry out there. You got the 14 of Dustin Eaton kind of running in the middle line. As a racer, that would get very infuriating because he's kind of like right in the middle of the way. But nonetheless, he is definitely allowed to race in that spot if he so chooses. And so far, it's working well for him. He's up a spot into that top 10 right now, just cruising right along.
George Rincon not joining us on the track here tonight, but he is joining us over there in the YouTube chat. Good to see you out there, George. He lets us know that Shop wasn't able to get the truck ready tonight in time. Wishing everybody else a good race. Chatting with him over there a little bit. Hopefully we got some other viewers out there want to share their thoughts as well.
We got to hear from everybody, you know. We're getting tired of talking to each other half the time, you know. So hopefully nobody shadow banned us like Zuckerberg or whatever. Hit the like, subscribe, whatever bells you hit.
Mash all the
join
buttons.
us. Yeah, and then say something, you know. If you see something, say something. That's what they say. So join us in conversation.
And 01 of Kelly Key looking down low on that 55 over Ricky Wittenberg right now, trying to steal that pass away and not quite getting the run off the corner. They're going to stay 2 by 2 here. If anything, maybe the 01 maybe lifting up a little bit, getting a little extra space behind that 55 to re-engage that battle here. Meanwhile, he's still got that 7 to 53 and the 6 all tucked into a nice little line behind the 81 of Osborne right now, having some pretty good runs. A very abrasive track here at the Homestead. Definitely tire wear taking its toll out on these drivers here. We're, I mean, pretty much about 10 laps in, and I'm sure these drivers are already starting to maybe want a new set of tires here in a minute.
I'm sure they are. This thing will eat them up. And the guy that wins this race out here tonight, or I don't know, I'll even go as far as to say that probably the top 3, 4, 5 guys are going to be the guys that do the best at saving tires out there. So we shall see. Just looking at the 18s paint, Andrew Player, very, very simple paint with the state of Maine on that truck out there tonight. Simple black and white theme.
Yep, with the heart right over where Lewiston is.
Lewiston. Gotcha.
He was one of the many that got called and had to go do some operations during that tragic event. And
appreciate his service there for sure.
Absolutely. He was a part of the most tracked aircraft during those moments, the New Hampshire State Police helicopter. I guess he had like 5,000 plus people watching the helicopter track. I was definitely one of them.
Oh, on the Flight Radar 24
yeah
app? Yeah.
See all the spaghetti lines as it was doing its circles. As the 23 and the 81 going to battle here for that 3rd place spot. Just Vaught and Timothy Pope just kind of clearing the way here. They're about 2 seconds in front of everybody else, but those two have yet to separate themselves. Meanwhile, the 81 still trying to knock down that bottom side and get around the 23 of McDonald, but McDonald doing a great job holding that position up there against that outside wall.
All right.
Good night, Turner. Well,
No, I
these
got,
guys
I got business going on over here. Everybody's attacking
Oh,
me.
no worries, man.
Hit the wrong button.
Looks like about a lot of single filing action already happening out there on the track. What do we think about pit stops? We kind of divvied up, figured out about where these guys are going to pit. We know that they can get about 25 laps out of a set of tires if they spend them evenly, but the fuel limit's only 60%. So, are they going to make it that far?
I think so, and that's I think so with a question mark.
Yeah.
I got a feeling they're at least going to try their best to get it there to at least 25 laps, split this thing up, into equal quarters here.
I bet that's their plan. I'm looking at Osborne up there. He's having a rough time running up high. I don't know if it looks like it's helping him out. Maybe he's saving some tires.
A ton of marbles up there, but look, see, there he goes again.
Yeah.
He just slid right up into the outside wall out there. And Taylor Provak's joining us on the YouTube saying, cheering on those Vaughts. Let's make this happen out there tonight. Thank you for joining us as always, Taylor.
There we go. More people need to talk, If I have to go into alien mode, y'all know how that's going to end up.
Alien mode? I'm not
Well,
sure.
when I start talking about the aliens
Oh, yeah.
and stuff like that.
DW. What's up, buddy?
Oh, our friend. And I'm not going to say anything about OSHA or anything with him. I'm just going
Oh, shit. What does that have to... Derek Welch came to cheer on some drivers and watch some racing like we all do. I don't know.
I don't either. See, it's all been forgotten.
And as we ride along here with the 7 of Jonah Long, right behind the battle between the 18 and the 81, the inverse numbers going at it here tonight. The 18, a player looking down low on the 81 of Osborne. Osborne continuing to run that outside lane, just scraping up against that outside wall as the 27 Timothy Pope and Jess Vaught were dealing with a little bit of lap traffic there. It looks like the 6 of Trevor Robertson is slowly making his way on up to them as well. Looks like that's the 72 of Chan the Man getting a little squiggly there out in front of him, but I think acknowledges the pack coming on through and dives on down to the inside lane, allowing them to go around on the outside here. Going to be 2 wide, possibly some 3 wide action as some passes are being had as well.
Starting to get thick around the 18 there. '99 and the 7 side by side right there. America's driver sporting a new paint, I should say.
Yeah, that's a new one for him. Is that the USA Soccer logo?
I think so.
Yeah. I really don't know. On the tailgate, on the bed of the truck. Bed cover, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
It says USA. It's cool either way.
Albert, one of the championship drivers there, as you could tell by the banners. There's actually quite a few championship drivers running around here by Albert. You got Mike Adamson, Dustin Eaton, Osborne, Player, everybody running that red banner. Man, there's quite a few of them running up there.
It sounds like DW's just like teasing you, saying, "Come on."
I know
he
wants
make a joke.
He wants us to say something about him. No, I'm not the one that makes jokes about his leg. That's usually you.
I put leg emojis in the thing. I figured that would be good enough.
Oh, I couldn't tell what that was. Well, at least we can
is this China or something? You can't say what you want?
No, I have freedom of speech here in America. We just got to come up with something new, the termites and the peg leg and the.
We're beating that leg thing to death. No pun intended.
Yeah, go break a leg tonight. Stupid stuff like that. I don't know. We'll have to come up with something.
Osborne's still holding his own. He's had some contact with the wall and some difficulty out there. He's right behind the 99 now. He was side by side with him for a little bit fighting, but sticking to that outside line strategy. The thing about it is, though, you've got to get right on that wall to make that effective. But he's still getting good run off the corners into the straightaways.
Yeah, that he is. And, here in a lot of the NASCAR guys and why they tend to like to run up against that outside wall. There's some weird aerodynamic stuff that goes on to like kind of help them out a little bit. There's like a little cushion of air that actually helps prevent them, keep it from hitting the wall. If they just ride that cushion a little bit, it's not quite modeled exactly correct here in iRacing just yet. So I think that might be some of the issues that some of these guys are having.
That makes a lot of sense. I mean, you think and probably the faster you go, the better, and better that cushion would be. The truck's not with the same speed as the Cup cars or Xfinity cars, but they have more surface area on the right side of that truck. So maybe they could start instituting a little bit of that in the physics of these trucks.
I don't know. There's so much that goes on with iRacing and trying to actually simulate the perfect, race car. But we have many different race cars. They have. Don't they have Formula One or something now? They have. I don't know. They have the fancy cars. Well, they have the fancy cars, and they have this. The American racing machines like this right here. So it's hard for them.
Sorry, bud.
Oh, go
they
ahead.
used to have Indy, but I guess they don't have Indy cars anymore. Or
why?
I don't know. Licensing thing or something.
Well, so it's still on the service. You just can't broadcast them or do anything really.
Oh, we can't. Well, I like Indy. They're kind of fun. The Indy cars here would be really, really fun. I think this track.
As here we go, Sean McDonald making his way on down into pit road just as we tick on over to lap number 25. Our first taker making his way on down onto the pits as here comes the 33 Jess Vaught looking down low on the 27 of Timothy Pope, trying to get a good run here. Not quite able to get the run out of the corner, looking down low as Pope holds on to that lead for the time being. But I got a feeling these drivers starting to manage their way on down into the pit road.
I see it coming in the next lap or two. It looks like we've already got a couple of takers headed down the pit lane.
Jeremiah Burke with the beautiful paint scheme. Our faces are all over that.
Well, the problem is for Jeremiah, he could even win this race. The problem is he would end up getting scored in second because Dave Mayberry would finish in front of him.
That's actually true because Dave Mayberry is on the front.
Where's the transponder located?
I think
right around Dave Mayberry's midsection.
Yeah, probably. As 33 with a very good effort here, coming on down around turns 3 and 4, able to just squeeze the lead out from the 27 of Pope. But here comes Pope again up on that outside row, just not quite letting Just Vaught drive away here. Not willing to give up that position quite so easily. I think some dirty air might be playing into effect here with these old tires as well.
A great battle the other night between the VRL League and NTRL, who Derek Welch, who we're talking to on the chat, he runs NTRL over there, and they had a great heads-up racing. The best versus the best on each team, big field, and NTRL won by 5 points. So I think it was 31-26. So the way we scored it, it was just an awesome race. And if you missed it, go back and check it out on the YouTube channel. And enjoy that. That was a lot of fun to call.
And Timothy Pope now making his way on down into pit road after we just saw the 69 of Dickerson scrape the outside wall a little bit there. 99 of Anderson staying on out. Now here comes the 33 of Jess Vaught, and Trevor Robertson's going to be hot on his heels right behind him here. So Albert's going to get some lead laps here up at the front.
Mike, I don't know if we mentioned this. I'm sorry.
No, go for it.
Well, just getting into pit road at full speed is tough. I've noticed a couple, stragglers there. So that's not something we always see every day. Green flag pit stops they're tough, and every track presents a different type of challenge.
We see people miss the pits here at Miami quite a bit. I mean, just trying to get that turn made. And then backing it down to 50 miles an hour. We've seen guys before come down and intend to pit, but then they go to the right of the barrel because they just can't get that car to turn, or truck in this case.
Mike Taylor making the drive on down into pit road. Same thing with the 085 of Mr. Greg Dobson coming on down into the pits. Meanwhile, the 99 of Albert Anderson continuing his run up here at the front. You're going to be able to see just how much faster those new tires versus old tires actually are as he's seeing the field merge out here in front of him as he comes on down into pit road, and I believe that will complete the cycle. Looks like the 123 John Gallagher has called it a early evening here tonight.
Ooh.
Albert Anderson's pop out there joining us saying, let's go, Albert. He showed up just in time to see him come down into the pits for the first time. And yeah, Albert Anderson's birthday was yesterday. So if you haven't told Albert happy birthday, definitely do so today.
Well, I think the whole internet told him happy birthday yesterday. I saw all the emojis and memes and gifs. They were all sent Albert's way. Everybody loves him, you know. He's America's driver.
Lovable cat.
Yeah, so happy birthday again to Albert. I'm sure he's probably, 26 or so. You know, I get
Yeah,
it.
it's something like that.
Youngster.
He's
Young
a
cat.
Derek Welch also let me know that they're having a log hauling event over there in the virtual trucking company over at NTRL. If y'all haven't heard of that, American Truck Simulator, which is a super fun game, all three of us play it. They have a virtual trucking company over there where you can get into convoys and haul loads for competitions and stuff. They're giving away a pair of Astro A40 headsets. So if you're thinking about getting into some more sim driving, because that's real laid back. I love the trucking, man. It's a lot of fun. But look them up over there, Num Thumbs Gaming Community, and get into their Discord and check out the virtual trucking company over there. Hit up Derek and the guys if you got any questions.
You know who I want to hit up right now? I wish I could. Our real sponsor, Greg Klein of Facebook.com/GC Cruise Travel.
He doesn't have a phone?
No, well, see, I'm concerned that he's on the Titanic route. You said he's crossing the Atlantic,
he is coming this direction,
and he's headed this way. Are they, Brown? Have you been in contact with him? Is he south of where all those fake, the fake stuff? Yeah, the fake icebergs were, back in the day. Is he down south? Is he gonna be safe?
Yeah, he's fine.
Okay.
there you go.
Yeah, I couldn't even remember what they were because it didn't really happen. The Olympic that was self-imploded by like some kind of torpedo or a bomb on the inside. There was no icebergs up there when the Titanic went down.
Goodness. They weren't invented yet, huh?
Well, no, it wasn't even the Titanic, to be honest with you. Yeah.
Well,
Thank you, Jean Porras, for joining us. Pulling for the 16 machine out there tonight.
John.
I think it's for Jean.
That's French.
French blood, yeah.
it's speaking of the 16, making his way up underneath the 085, Greg Dobson as well, trying to get around the 98 of Mike Taylor here.
And I know, Derek. I wanted to share that 'cause it is fun. I need to get back on there. I hadn't been on in a while.
Well,
I'll tell you what's fun is this race right here. This is for kind of some playoff stuff here. Trying to work it out in my brain. What's happening out there, Brown? Who's going to survive this thing so far?
well, as the race in action continues to roll on here in stage number 1, let's go ahead and tell everybody who the 12 drivers are and where they currently stand. Timothy Pope with his 5 wins, no surprise there. He was on top of the leaderboard there. He's moving on through. Same thing with Just Fought, Dustin Eaton, Jeremiah Burke, well up there inside the points. But Josh Bittner, Trevor Robertson, Mike Adamson, Albert Anderson, Andrew Player, Jonathan Osborne, Jack Dixon, and Sean McDonald all made their way on into that the final 12, and now they're cutting the field down to 8 at the end of this one. So especially all those guys down there around, where Andrew Player is at 1,004 points, and then Jonathan Osborne at 1,001, and Jack Dixon and Sean McDonald there at 1,000 points. They got to get the points in here tonight to make their way on through to the next round.
Battle right there for those last last 8 spots there. That's going to be intense.
Well, I mean, now that we know the names, maybe somebody will turn somebody just to,
Oh,
get, wouldn't you?
no.
It's you and the guy in front of you.
I've never wrecked anybody on purpose.
Well, I mean, I tend to beg to differ with you there.
That's
I've seen
why.
that before. Yeah. So maybe we'll see some subtle bumpers at the end of this thing. Love that.
It may be as the 27 of Pope continues to lead the way here. He's opened up that lead to almost 3 seconds over Jess Vaught and Trevor Robertson. All 3 of those drivers in these playoffs, and all 3 of those drivers a past champion as well. So definitely be on the lookout for them to make some noise coming down the stretch, especially as we get closer and closer to Phoenix. But next week we also have Martinsville, which, I mean, you might as well chalk that up to be like a plate track where you have no idea what's going to happen coming up.
Anything can happen at Martinsville. I mean, that is just survival right there, folks. I mean, especially you get a good-sized field like VRL brings to a racetrack and put them on a half mile that's shaped like a paperclip. Yeah, you better get ready to see some destruction. There's not very much room to navigate there. It's a one-line track, and it is tiny.
Well, and speaking of all the trucks out on the track, you really have to give it up to Jess Vaught and Lori Vaught for putting together such a good league.
Yeah.
With the playoffs, a lot of different leagues, if there's only 12 people in the playoffs, well, guess how many people show up, 12 to 15. So I don't know what they're doing, but they're doing it right, because we got all the trucks here. Everybody's here that needs to be here. Even if you're not in the playoffs, you can still win a race, still have some fun. Right?
Yeah, and that's part of that's in their rule book too, man. If you're participating, you need to participate in all the races that you can, and that's clearly stated in the rule book. Keep the participation up, keep the racing exciting, keep the broadcast exciting, especially for our sponsors like Dave Mayberry out there with his real estate business that puts his money on the line here to help pay for these broadcasts and stuff. So that you guys get a pretty good show. And yeah, if you got 6 guys running around out there, that's not going to be a fun show to watch. I want to see a little bit of contact, a little bit of controversy.
Yeah, we've seen it before, though.
Oh yeah, it has.
Rather than Martinsville, they should just send it to that Irwindale figure 8 or whatever. It would honestly
with
probably
the ramp,
yeah.
with the ramp in the middle.
Yeah, it'd probably be a cleaner race.
Might be.
It's the 14 of Dustin Eaton getting chased down here by the 88 and the 99. Mike Adamson and Albert Anderson racing on opposite teams here tonight, but still good buddies and trying to sneak their way around the orangutan.
I love that.
Yeah, missing our buddy from Venezuela there, Alejandro Gonzalez. Haven't seen him out on track here in a little while. You got the 84 of Bittner as well, leading a pretty hefty charge of the 085 of Dobson, the 10 of Cawthon, and the 98 of Mike Taylor Chan. The man is joining us here tonight with his driver camera, as well as he just kind of makes his way around. He got involved in that lap 1 incident here tonight, and just been trying to play catch up ever since, at least trying to keep it close to the lead lap, so when the lucky dog comes around to him, he can get that lap back here pretty quick.
And Rita Seyu Manatafa joining us over there in the YouTube chat saying, sorry, not enough time. They didn't make it. There just wasn't enough time. Do we, any of us have enough time though, really? Gotta think about it that way. Well, thanks for joining us over there in the YouTube chat regardless.
I think, is that our Venezuelan friend, maybe?
I think so.
Makes sense. You just couldn't get here in time. Nobody has enough time. You're right, English. Time, life is short. Time is precious.
It steals your life. Time is time. Can't stop it.
Yeah.
What's that Hootie and the Blowfish song?
It takes everything away from you. Oh,
I don't
Put
know.
it this way. I like it when people like say, "Hey, get one of those pictures of us when we were younger." Then you really think about it. Every picture you took was when you were younger,
okay. I know who
You
that
know?
comedian was.
right? Like that's a good one, right?
It's a
It
good
does.
one.
It makes no sense because every picture you ever took was when you were younger.
The same guy said something like,
Yeah, you got to give
an
credit where credit is due.
an escalator could never be broken. It can only just become stairs.
Yeah, Mitch Hedberg.
Mitch
If
Hedberg,
anybody
there you go.
hadn't seen that guy,
The
that guy
greatest
was
comedians ever.
well. He flamed out a little.
Well, you know, he
He
passed
should
away.
have.
I mean,
Well, it was self-induced with drugs. And,
sure, but he was funny. It's all get out.
oh yeah, it was hilarious. Still is funny. I'll watch some of his stuff and I'll just be like, man, that guy was a genius.
He had that deadpan delivery and stuff, kind of like Stephen Wright, but I think he's funnier than Stephen Wright. But
Yeah.
Mitch Hedberg, man, that guy was something.
Well, here we come on down to the final couple of laps here in the opening stage with the 27 of Timothy Pope hounded on that back bumper of his teammate there on the Ain't Dead Yet team, Mr. Ricky Wittenberg, who getting a little loosey-goosey down there coming out of turn number 2 as the 27 just following on by. I got a feeling there might be some team talks here like, hey, Tim, just let me stay on the lead lap here, buddy. I don't need to be lucky dog or nothing. Just let me stay on up here as they come on down out of turns 3 and 4. It did slow up Timothy Pope, but it did not slow him up enough. Mr. Pope winning stage number 1 just by a nose as the 6th Trevor Robertson made a pretty good move down low trying to squeeze out another spot there. Not quite able to do it as he pulls up in 3rd. Jeremiah Burke, Sean McDonald, Andrew Player, Jonah Long, Albert Anderson, Mike Adamson, and Jonathan Osborne making up your top 10 drivers here for stage number 1.
John Osborne needed some of those stage points, I believe.
Oh, yes. Well, quite a few of those drivers did, especially, Albert Anderson there. He was kind of close to that cut line and trying to...
Player, I think, was down there too.
Yep. So, good to see the championship 12 really putting the pressure on here tonight, trying to get all those bonus points.
Yeah, you got to put the work in. The bonus points will help out, but now we have another, 45 laps or so by the time we get going of
Yep.
racing to see who can survive the gauntlet here and make it on to the next one.
You're kind of a conspiracy guy and stuff, right?
No.
Well, I mean, you believe in legends and myths, and
No.
it's interesting to you. I'm not
I'm
saying
open-minded. I like to keep an
But-
open mind.
another thing Mitch Hedberg used to say was, I think Bigfoot is just blurry. It's not the photographer's fault.
Yeah,
He's just
it's
blurry.
Yeah, I remember that one.
It's pretty
That's a good one. Oh, did you see that train in Colorado where they had a really good picture of the Bigfoot, like just sitting down
No.
on the hill? Oh,
Get
it was
out of
good.
town.
Yeah, Bigfoot was just
Fine,
walking
yeah.
around, didn't it? Bigfoot noticed the
He just
Amtrak
went
just
on
happened to
stop?
be rolling. Well, the Amtrak was rolling by. Yeah, he's like,
Guy in a
Bigfoot.
suit, man.
Bigfoot sees it, and so he just sits down on the hill. But they got real good video of it. Yeah.
I don't believe you. I gotta find this.
Oh, it's recent. It was almost too good to be true, though. I might have to
Well,
go to
that's probably a
be
good reason for
debunked
that.
somewhere. I'm sure.
They were filming a Jack Links commercial out there.
I'm really not.
that's what
Yeah,
was
probably
happening.
so. Like Bigfoot is not like my jam. I'm not really a Bigfoot guy, But
I know guys that are like that. Though they're like, "You're telling me that he can't exist?" I'm like, "Come on, somebody would have seen him."
well, there's a bunch of giants that used to exist, and that's a fact. They were out in the West, just like giant people. And What about all these statues and stuff that the Egyptians had of spaceships? What's going on with that? Nobody ever talks about that.
Are you talking about the pyramids?
Yeah, but they had all these
Have you watched-
hieroglyphs
have
and
you been
stuff
watching
with
Stargate lately?
the
That's what-
hieroglyphs with like astronauts and weird stuff. You know, you're telling me
We've been watching too much.
the aliens
We've been watching
haven't
Stargate.
been here? No, Stargate.
Well,
I
I
don't know
don't
what
know.
that
I'm
is.
not discounting it. You've never seen the movie Stargate?
Oh, that one. That
Kurt
one's
Russell.
old. Yeah, that's a long time
James
ago.
Spader.
Well, as we talk to someone who isn't old, all right, let's talk to the driver who's about halfway through this field, as we're about halfway through this race, and that would be the number 07 of our good buddy Jack the Ripper Dixon here. Let me just make sure I find the correct name for him here. Got that. Moving him up to the broadcast booth. Mr. Jack Dixon here, about halfway up through this field. 9 spots gained so far on this evening, and a driver here in these playoffs. Jack, it looks like it's going to be a very difficult task to move on, not only into that top 8, but trying to get a good top 10 finish here tonight.
Yeah, that's my own fault. I didn't put myself in a good starting position. Scraped the wall in qualifying, and then right at the restart, someone spun and got held up a ton of track position. So just trying to work my way up through the field and try to get some points there, but just short. But it'll be a good race and hopefully make our way to the front.
Yeah, wrong place, wrong time. You know, the story of my life in iRacing, and you know, you can't help what goes on around you, but it's all about how you recover. It looks like you recovered nicely. Good luck out there the rest of this race, and hope to talk to you in Victory Lane.
Yeah, I'd like that. See you guys.
All right, one more question, real quick. We got a second. If y'all have a Bigfoot in Canada, do y'all call it something else, or what's the deal with that?
Yeah, Bigfoot, man.
No, you don't have like a
Sam
different.
Squatch?
Well, it depends on if he has jack links.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you the rest of the way.
All right, boys. Thanks.
I thought they may call it something different over there, Brad.
I thought it was
I don't know.
Sam Squatch.
Well, that
Or is
was
that
from
just from
Trailer,
TV.
that's
Okay.
Trailer Park Boys.
I don't know. But either way, get him back down to his all-star racing teammates of Jeremiah and Albert and Larry Dickerson down there, as we get ready to head on back to the remaining second half of this race here this evening. The 27 of Timothy Pope and the 33 of Jess Vaught continue their battle right where it left off, side by side, as the green flag flies down into turns 1 and 2. They go. Ooh, the 33, I don't know if he missed a shift or just wanted to back out of that corner or something, but he lost a whole lot of space and a whole lot of time and got dragged back to the front bumper there of the 6 machine of Trevor Robertson, as the field is in one giant hornet's nest full of angry race truck drivers right now.
They're battling it out about 3 wide back here. Looked like the 07 up in the wall right there once again.
As we go 3 wide, we got the meat and the sandwich. The 69, Larry Dickerson, trying to shoot the gap between the 29 and the 07, drifting up the track a little bit, able to keep the right side romance to a minimum, as always, because PDA is never acceptable. As we continue our way through this race here, great job from those drivers, keeping it 3 wide and able to keep it off each other.
Man, that got exciting real quick there. I guess fresh tires and almost like a restart of the whole race. Yeah,
Osborne.
got a little exciting. No, go ahead. I'm not saying anything cool.
Adamson was working on Osborne. Now Osborne going to the high side, trying to work on Adamson. This guy's playing a little cat and mouse games here behind the 14 of Dustin Eaton, who has a cool. Oh, we got a wreck here. The 4 and the 16 in the inside wall.
Deion Jones and Kyle Vaught getting tangled up into each other there, and hard impacts down into that inside wall. They're both able to at least And a little bit under their own power here. Looks like, oh man, the 4 machine having some heavy steering issues. Can't get that truck to turn back to the left. Trying to get it back down onto pit road as we remain green flag racing up here, up at the front, being led by that 27 of Timothy Pope, Jeff Vaught, and Jeremiah Burke, starting to try to hunt him down. Here's the 14 of Dustin with the wide. Dustin Eaton making his way down the bottom of the racetrack, trying to squeeze out of position and get out in front of the 07 of Jack Dixon here.
Yeah, he lost the rear end there for a second, the 14 of Dustin Eaton. I'm not sure what happened there, but he went down onto the apron and the back end kind of kicked out, and then he recovered back up onto the track. So I don't know if he distracted there or had an equipment problem or what. Got a little loose again right just then. Number 4, by the way, did take responsibility for that wreck with the 16 of Vaught on the radio. Go ahead, bud. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying, once you start getting a little loose or a little tight, it seems like it'll continue for a few laps just because I don't know if the tires get super hot or you just nervous about the whole situation. The car doesn't really like what you're inputting into it. But if once you can get past that, you can straighten it back out.
Isn't it kind of like a snowball effect? I mean, you start developing a loose condition, it just keeps getting worse unless you change the line or something.
Yeah, you're chasing it. I don't know any other way to say it. It's just you're chasing the throttle a little bit. You're chasing this wheel.
That's when you start changing your line up or something. Maybe try to dime in the corners or something. Yep. Just to work on another tire, you know.
That's some insider baseball stuff right there.
Speaking of baseball, I don't like these runners on the corners with 2 outs.
What's the score right now? I have the
still scoreless, but the back's got a couple on the corners with 2 outs.
Somebody needs to bring out the trash can and start letting people know what pitches are coming.
Hey, Houston Astros aren't playing. Otherwise, we
never mind. Sorry.
Cheetah.
So, 29 of Mayberry is a pretty good battle here with the 69 and the 01 of Kelly Keel, Larry Dickerson, trying to make their way on through. Again, kind of somewhat single filed out. We do have our little bit of 2x2 battles going on, but it's very far and in between each of those, as I think most drivers recognize that we're about 1 pit stop away. Just got to make sure, keep everything all fresh and get the most out of the momentum here and just have a good final pit stop, and maybe we can squeeze ourselves out a few positions here late.
Guys continue to battle. Whoa, the 81 big time loose in front of the 18 and the 99, able to keep his position here for now. Wow, big tail wagon.
Turner did the as he goes up and gets into the outside wall a little bit there, doing a little bit of scraping, but able to continue on forward. Not too bad of some contact there, just a little scrapey scrape. But Turner did a deep freeze go through the south of Florida here. Is there a little bit of ice left over on the track? What's going on?
I don't know. It must have gotten really cold there, kind of like the sanctimonious, his presidential campaign. Little chilly, not this time of year. I don't know. I think we're in the midst of a global warming pattern. I don't know if y'all heard about that. We have to do everything we can to stop this global warming. Greta Thunberg told us so, but for some reason it's chilly here tonight.
I heard it was because of El Nino, which, if you guys didn't know, is Spanish for the Nino.
I thought it was La Nina.
No, that's the off year of El Nino.
Yeah, that's
so it's basically 1 year's the male, 1 year's the female. That seems a little too much gender involved for me. I don't. What's the other one?
More. There should be more.
We need to add some genders to this whole situation with the weather. I don't know.
All right.
If we can figure that part out, maybe we'll become like the climatologists or something.
Going to be on probation again there.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just looking for more genders if they're available.
Sorry, I'm not a what is the language people call it? Languageologist or
linguist?
Linguist. Yeah, that comes up with all this all this stuff.
I know it's just all
But-
semantics.
But lingua is very good. If you
Oh, it's good in a taco form. I like cilantro and onions with mine.
So maybe that's what we need to just change them to. You either have lingua.
Oh, 81!
Oh.
He survived it. Anyway, go ahead, Brownie.
So when you have the wind, you have lingua, and when you don't have the wind, you don't have the lingua.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know.
It makes sense.
I don't even know what lingua.
Lingua.
I don't even know what that is.
That's
Did
a
you see-
tongue. Cow tongue.
Did you see the 81 shut down the crossover move that Adamson tried to attempt there? And,
Ooh, Adamson up into the outside
man.
wall too as some traffic tries to squeeze up underneath him there. Is the 81 picking up that momentum and goes right back on attack to that 07 of Jack Dixon's truck.
This is where the action is right here in this part of the track. I know that Tim Popin is putting on a clinic out front. Jess Vaught is 2 seconds behind him, and then there's a few guys that are tight with him. But this right here, mid-pack, this is where all the action's happening, all the contact.
I don't know what Jonathan Osborne's been doing tonight, but he's driving his truck like he stole the thing and has a pistol and a hostage on board. He's having a fun time, though. Really, really good race. He's just trying to find his line again, I think, with that 81 machine.
Eating down low to make it 3 wide again with Dickerson in the middle there. Golly, Osborne gets such a huge run.
07
The
getting
07
turned.
tries to shut it off.
Oh, and he's still stuck, and there he finally goes. It was like one of those neodymium magnets just stuck together, the 07 and the 81, and the 07 finally got all spun out and spit back on out. But that brings out our first actual caution here of the race, and it's coming up at a very crucial time as some very important pit stops might be coming up here.
Right about the right time. Maybe a little early.
And just maybe a couple laps too early, as looked like the 07 was drifting up the track, the 81 coming with a little bit of a run. Maybe the 07 didn't quite see it, and then just kind of got spun across, and I mean they were just kind of, the Vulcan mind melded together there for a minute.
Yeah, he did have a huge run, and I don't blame the 07 for going up there and trying to squeeze him. But I don't think the 81 had any. He couldn't go up any farther. He was there. He couldn't move up any farther.
No, he was up on the wall. He's been running that line for a while. I think, did we cause that because we were talking about him? I apologize. If that was...
No, maybe.
Oh.
Well, he was causing a lot of the action out on the track. He was doing some fun stuff. He just got caught up in some stuff.
Annalie Tovar joining us out there, pulling for Team Tang, of course, eating with the slither through. Go, baby, she says. So we got a lot of important pit stops underway here, Brown.
And possibly the final pit stops here of this race, as the race off of pit road is going to happen right now. And we talk about a quick pit stop there. Looks like it was a fuel only, maybe some right side tires for the 01 of Kelly Keel. He's going to leapfrog a few positions. The 33 of Jess Vaught is doing the same thing, getting out in front. 6 of Trevor Robertson, Timothy Pope, Jeremiah Burke, Josh Bittner, followed by Jonah Long, Albert Anderson, Sean McDonald, and Andrew Player making their way up inside of that top 10.
Do anything for points at this point, even if it means taking a risk, doing the opposite. Kelly Keel, I commend him there for, just do something different. Try to catch everybody off guard. It may reward you later. He may get another caution later and everybody come back down. I'm not sure, but
I'd even
it's hard to do.
Slash somebody's tires, to get ahead. Do something.
You've got that string under your seat where you pull it and it dumps some 16 penny nails out. You're one of those guys, aren't you? You got that little.
Well, I didn't. Well, I wouldn't use a string. I'd be more complicated than that. I'd
have a little
more discreet. Yeah, more professional.
Oh, okay.
What is this? The 50s? Well, I just throw them out the window, to be honest with you. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the end of this thing. So hopefully somebody gets angry. I can feel a little bit of tension starting to build. I don't know if you hear it on the radio with me there, English, but I think we're getting there. So Yahtzee.
Goodness.
I have no idea what he's talking about. And speaking of the whole global warming thing, yeah, it's currently 32 degrees up here in New Hampshire.
Oh, we're in the 30s down here in Louisiana,
Yeah.
which that's a little bit earlier than it usually happens. We usually don't get our first freeze warnings and stuff until closer to Christmas, maybe
Yeah.
mid-December.
But then this weekend, it's going to be like mid-60s up here, and then I think probably right around 70, maybe 80 for you, too.
Yeah,
Getting that
it's supposed
huge
to
swing.
start raining again too, so
Yeah. Well, hopefully it just remains as rain. You don't get any of that ice like we saw there on I-80. Had another big pileup just outside of Pittsburgh, I think, last night, and thankfully it sounds like casualties were kept to a minimum, but it was backed up for a solid 12 plus hours.
that's freaking scary, dude. The only driving I've ever done on 80 was out in Utah, where it's the wind you got to worry about, left to right when you go past the little mountains. And I've seen trucks blow over. Oh man, that's scary.
Oh man, I remember driving. We were going from somewhere in Minnesota down to, I think, somewhere in like Nebraska, and it called for like 80-mile-an-hour crosswinds, and thank goodness we were running the full 80,000 that you're allowed.
Yeah. I'll help you a little bit. That thing's like a sail, man. That trailer is.
You ain't kidding. It's
Scary.
We get ready here to get back to some green flag racing with the 01 of Kelly Keel starting here up at the front alongside the 33 of Jess Vaught. Kelly electing to use the outside lane here for this restart. The 33 is going to make use of that and just slip right on through down the inside. The 6 Trevor Robertson absolutely nowhere to go as the 27 of Timothy Pope makes his way on through there on the bottom side, as well as, looked like the 6 machine got a little bit of tire slip there as well, and checking him up even more as, the 01 almost snags the outside wall. 27 saw it and avoided it. Now the 01 tucking back in to line behind the 33. Meanwhile, here comes that 27 quarter panel, with a little bit of a nudge to the 33, getting him loose. Great save there from that 33 of Jess Vaught, but he is losing positions like crazy there after that love tap from Pope.
Yeah, bleeding lots of spots. I'm not sure, but that 01 taking the outside line there on the restart may have been a team decision. I know that we've got some guys that need points, but that may have been like a team strategy decision.
And 33 of Vaught had kind of filtered down through the field all the way back down to 13th from rattling for the lead up here at the kind of fighting for the lead. It was 3 wide. The 23 Sean McDonald stuck in the middle with the 6 of Robertson to the outside lane. You also got the 84 of Bittner up here running some 3 wide. Oh boy, you can tell that intensity dial has gotten cranked way on up past 11 here as the 81's going around. Oh no, and the 33 of Vaught looking so good here tonight gets into the tangle of it.
Dixon in that one as well. That's a destroyed truck.
16 of Kyle Vaught caught in it here as well. Oh man.
We saw a lot of 3 wide on the track and a lot of really aggressive driving. This is just a product of it. This is playoff racing at Miami, folks. This is what you're going to get.
And this all started off the 81 of Osborne. We were talking about, the fresh tires and maybe the even cooler track temp. Well, he got loose coming out of turn number 2 there, spun right across the front bumper of the 33. 33 had nowhere to go. He had the 18 right there. The 07 trying to avoid the chaos here, as well as the 88. 88 kind of gets stacked on up. And oh man, just everybody having some issues down there. So we take a look here from what happened with Kyle Vaught. You can see the 07 of Jack Dixon saw it. Problem was he came on down and the 16 was still stuck there. Oh, Mayberry getting a piece of the action there as well. Looks like Mike Taylor having some issues as well. Let's take a look here from the nose perspective of our good buddy and not sponsored driver of Mr. Earl Evans here, as this all unfolded in front of him here. Able to just, he gets into the back of Adamson, but does manage to squeeze on through.
Dang.
Also got to mention, as a Texas Rangers fan, I'm going to go ahead and jinx this right now and mention the Diamondbacks pitcher in a no-hitter is pitching a no-hitter right now in the 6th. So, yeah, nothing could go wrong with that. There we go.
Well, you're trying to jinx the team that you don't like.
Yes.
It doesn't work like that. It has to be like a bipartisan person jinxing them.
No, it does not.
Yeah. You're not doing any good from here.
I normally would agree with you here, Turner, but I do disagree. There was a Red Sox baseball game that I was in attendance for against the Blue Jays, where the Blue Jays pitcher was pitching a no-hitter, and I didn't realize it until about the 7th or 8th inning, and at the time I was going on a date, actually, a girl that we both enjoyed the Red Sox and went to a game, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know that, and she's like, what? I'm like, well, I'm really not supposed to say, and she's like, well, you got to say it now. I'm like, well, the Blue Jays pitcher's pitching a no-hitter, and then that got a whole lot of angry looks and whatnot, and then the very next batter homered. So,
yeah,
awesome.
I see what you're doing. Reverse psychology.
Back about 7 years, whoever was pitching for the Blue Jays at the time, I'm sorry.
Don't be. It was for your team, the Red Sox Nation. We all got to bow down to them and those Southies up there.
No.
Yeah, we have to. That's what they require of us. When the Red Sox are like really good and the Patriots are really good, how much you have to hear about it all the time.
That's all you see on ESPN.
I don't miss that. I like the fact Tom Brady's not there anymore.
Same thing with the Cowboys when they're good. Let's see. John and Taylor Provax both pretty sad about the 16 being involved in that last accident. Hopefully Vault will be back. Well, they got one fast repair?
Yeah,
one fast repair.
But
that's all you need.
The Cowboys are never good.
Really.
Well, they were about 95, 96, 97. Real good run there. And probably, what was it before that, 70.
Roger Staubach, yeah. Yeah, you're talking about mid 70s.
Long time ago.
Too Tall Jones.
Yeah, you're not going anywhere with the quarterback the Cowboys have currently. There's no offense.
Well, I mean, I got a feeling we're going to see a team name change here coming up. It's going to be the Kansas City Swifts here coming up shortly.
What?
Oh, it's Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift continuing their...
No, the Swifts.
The Swifties.
I think that whole thing's a propaganda marketing.
Hey, you know what? Whatever works. If it gets more people to watch the game of football, I'm sure the NFL ain't complaining.
Well, sure they're not. But she's getting more money. She's part of the Illuminati. Everybody knows that. And all he does is does commercials for like Pfizer, because he's a con artist as well. So they're perfect together. Anyway,
Jeremiah Burke, or I should say Dave Mayberry, getting the way started here once again with the green flag waving as we head on back to that green flag. Burke moving on up out in front of the 27 of Timothy Pope. You still got the 99 of Anderson, who's fighting to make it through these playoffs here, as well as the 23 of Sean McDonald out here fighting for some spots here as well inside of this podium, fighting and moving up the field. You also got that 6 of Trevor Robertson. He's in a good fight here with that 14 of Dustin with a wide. Dustin Eaton trying to make his way on up through this field as well. Andrew Player, Greg Dobson. As there was a little bit of wall contact there, I think, for the 085, and some people recognize it, immediately dive down out of that top lane. But Greg didn't really lose all that much speed.
Vaught took advantage of that, though. The driver of the 33 stayed low, got around the 18, and he's working on the 85 now. Yahtzee.
Hey, you look at all these tire marks in the corners, Brown. I mean, there are tire marks all up on the wall.
Oh,
1 and
81
2 and
Osborne
3 and 4.
adding to him. Yep.
Do you think that is most of it is done by Osborne? Because he hit the wall a bunch up there.
Nah, we've seen quite a few drivers scrape that outside wall. Again, that outside lane in real life is where you want to be, but other people are making other lines work. It's, oh man, talk about a whole mess going on. Looked like maybe the 84 and the 81 were both up in that outside wall, and the 29 of Mayberry trying to squeeze down low and follow the 01 of Kelly Keel on through and get past some of this carnage and shenanigans. Meanwhile, with 15 laps left to go, the 53 Jeremiah Burke disappears for a second before reappearing and then disappearing again. So some connectivity issues here out in front of the 27 Timothy Pope. Now, Tim is a gentleman. He's not going to really complain about anything. He's going to race the guy as if he was there or not there. But that's going to be an interesting fight there, as well as that 99 of Albert Anderson. I know the Anderson crew, they're excited to see America's driver moving on up and get into one of those podium positions with the 7 of Jonah Long and the 23 of Sean McDonald hot on his back bumper.
Well, I almost think Albert's got the worst job of anybody there, trying to fight off about 5
Oh
cars
no,
behind
the
him. Ooh,
six
is
machine, Trevor Robertson going around. That's collecting some more people here once again. Ooh, some great avoidance there from the 01 of Kelly. I think that was the 88 of Adamson who ended up sneaking his way on through. But that's going to bring out the yellow flag here once again. And from a very clean first half, we're definitely starting to see some of that desperation start to sit in here, Adam.
Yeah, they're trying to make moves they probably shouldn't. That's what's happened behind Albert. That's what I was saying. Albert was sitting in third, America's driver, and there was just a bunch of stuff happening behind him because everybody's trying to get points, make moves.
Yeah.
And he was holding all that off while Timothy Pope and Jeremiah Burke were just kind of battling each other out up front there.
Oof. Yeah, it looked like the 6 machine just drifted up the racetrack right in front of the 69 of Larry Dickerson as he was making a pretty big charge with a whole lot of momentum into the corner there up on the outside lane. And that just gets him all finished on up. 01 of Kelly Keel, 81 of Osborne, really nowhere to go. 29 of Mayberry scrapes his way on through. 55 of Ricky Wittenberg scrapes the inside wall, but manages to escape for the most part. Let's go ahead and take a watch here from the 88 of Adamson's perspective here as this unfolded in front of him. Whoop,
It's always
whoop,
fun
whoop.
to see that, see the perspectives of different drivers.
The official Depends diaper cam
Mm-hmm.
for your pucker up moment.
I wish they were like a real sponsor because they serve a purpose. We all
Oh, yeah.
need them at some point in our life.
I missed a good one there, boys.
Yeah, that was there was a good battle there between Burke and Pope, and then America's driver was holding off the rest of the field basically, and behind him some mayhem.
As we get ready to get all stacked back up behind the pace truck here, give me a second. I need to take some allergy pills.
Oh, are you taking the ones over the counter, or because the government deemed that those aren't any good anymore? So trust the government, whatever they say. Hey, this stuff you've been taking your whole life that works for you, we're gonna pull that off the shelves.
Like Benadryl? Are they pulling Benadryl?
No, like the Allegra or whatever, they're pulling something off.
Are they?
It's all smoke and mirrors, What happened to remember when we weren't going to do the fall back anymore and the spring forward with the clocks? Remember that was the thing? No, they're still doing that. Nobody.
Well, they had to do it for one more year.
No, that was last year.
No, I'm
See,
saying
they're
passed
pulling
it
your
last year,
chain.
but had to do it another year.
No,
because
they're pulling your chain.
listen to what I'm telling you. All the airline flights were already scheduled, so they had to do it for one more year.
I don't believe it. They're lying to you. They're trying to, because
That's
it's
all
been
the government
proven.
ever did to me was lie to me.
Well, and it's proven that there's more heart attacks and sickness because of changing the time. So they want that. They don't want you to be healthy, well. They want
never.
you to be
Well, I
part of
guess
the
the heart
welfare
attack would
state.
come when you're looking at the clock, going, "Oh my God, it's really 9 o'clock. I should be at work." And
Well, there's a
yeah,
lot behind it. It's not just the time. I
it's not
mean,
just that. Oh,
no, there's other scientific things happening there. Trust the science. I am the science, okay?
are you? Well,
Well, I heard that somebody said that one time in the
somebody said
government.
that
I thought
to me
that was
before.
pretty cool that he
Albert,
said
An-
that.
Albert Anderson's pop said Albert's moving on up there. Dodged
Yeah.
a bullet on that last.
Well, it was behind him, yeah, luckily.
Yep.
But he's fighting
He's
off
got
an
his hands
angry
full up
mob.
there.
Yeah, there's a bunch of good drivers trying to get by
Turner,
Albert.
the only
go
science
ahead.
the only science that you know is how yeast turns sugars into alcohol.
That's actually true. I do know that science, but that's going to come in handy when this whole thing comes down. Y'all will be coming over to my place, trading bullets for booze.
No, that's where we go to English. He'll have the good stuff
Well,
ready.
Dude, we can lock the brewery down. That place is like a fortress.
Okay, we'll
We'll
lock it down.
We'll have thousands of gallons of beer. We
I'll take 100
Well,
rounds for one growler.
It'll be
Thank
like what was that? Shaun of the Dead. Let's go to the
Yeah.
Winchester. Y'all
That
gotta
was
come
actually
down
funny.
here.
That was a funny movie.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
fun. It'll be like that.
Yeah.
Y'all come down here. We'll just barricade the doors and keep everybody out except for our buddies, and we'll just try to drink all
Yes.
the beer.
Works
Wait
for
the
me.
zombies to come in.
Oh man.
Well, here we go with it's going to be 9 laps to go as the pace truck peels on off down into pit road, closing in on the final moments of this round 1 playoff race here for the VRL from Miami. Side by side, they rumble and stumble here once again. The 33 all kind of locked up and into some mess as the 88 of Mike Adamson, he's not waiting around. No, excuse me, that's not the 88, that's the 84 of Josh Bittner not waiting around, moving down below the 33. He's trying to steal a spot away there before moving back up to the high side of the racetrack. Meanwhile, the 53 of Jeremiah Burke trying to hold off that 27 of Timothy Pope and the 99 of Albert Anderson, looking very quick here tonight as they come back down across the line. 8 laps remaining, still everybody fighting for whatever positions that they can get as all the points matter here tonight.
Dobson got in the wall a little bit there. Now he's getting sideways beside the 13. 85's got the 085's got some major problems there. Super loose.
When he kind of like we talked about earlier, that's been happening for him for half a lap or so. He's chasing it, and it looks like he's straightening out. But up front, it's crazy. It's crazy what the 84, did with Jess Watt there on that restart. Bittner and Vaught, that was interesting. Let's see how this shakes out.
Yeah, Bittner again. He last pitted and took tires on lap 79, so he's got some of the fresher tires on out there, but it doesn't look like he's quite able to use them just yet. As up in front of him here, you got the 14, the 23, and the 7. Oh, peeking to the inside of the 33. Just fought, not able to get it to stick. As here comes that 23, Sean McDonald on the outside with the 14 of Dustin Eaton, trying to figure out, well, do I join him on the outside or do I try to stick with Albert there on the inside? As the 23 machine squeezes Albert out of that podium position here with 6 laps left to go.
And thanks to my comments, the Diamondbacks no-hitter is now over.
Good job.
Yeah, I did the best I could.
Looks like Jess Watt was doing some blocking too. He's trying to do everything he can to make some moves.
Albert Anderson's pop out there saying, I want some of what y'all are drinking up there in the booth. Well, the only way to do that, Albert, is make your way down I-20, come down here and hang out up here at the brewery. If you want some of what I'm drinking, and then make your way up to Oklahoma.
It's just
And then,
short drive
and then
away.
we all got to get to New Hampshire one of these days.
I
It's
get
brown
get
sugar.
you some of that fresh maple syrup.
maple syrup and some Canadian mist. I don't know what y'all.
I don't know. Well, I'm drinking some water mixed with some non-drowsy Benadryl. That's what I got going on. As the 14 and the 99 continue their side-by-side battle. Is behind them there. Someone taking a trip down to the
Mike Taylor.
98 Mike
infield
Taylor.
there a little bit, able to keep it straight and keep it rolling and rejoin the track and get right back into this race side by side with the 13 Bad Luck Machine of Earl Evans with 3 laps left to go. The 14 of Dustin Eaton still fighting with America's driver here. Meanwhile, the 53 of Jeremiah Burke continuing to lead over the 27 of Timothy Pope with 3 laps left to go. Tim was absolutely all dominant here this race up until the most recent cautions, and now he's starting to fall back a little bit. Is he saving something for maybe a last couple lap charge here?
Might be, man. He might just be measuring all of his activities out there on the track and just saving them up for the very end. And it's coming up soon.
Dustin and Albert continue their battle as Dustin losing a little bit of speed up there on that outside lane, so Albert secure in 4th position for the time being with 2 laps left to go here at Homestead as they make their way on down into turns 3 and 4. Just gonna do it one more time. The 27 machine squirting loose from underneath them there as they come out of turn number 4. That's just giving the 53 a huge, almost 3/4 of a second lead over everybody else, making their way on down into turns 1 and 2. White flag has been waved, so no more cautions here tonight as the field bumbles its way on down the backstretch. The 27 and the 23 in a heated race, going side by side down through turns 3 and 4. But the man leading the way out of turn number 4 will be the 53 of Jeremiah Burke, winning today's race here at Miami with the 23 of Sean McDonald and Timothy Pope in a great heated battle there. Sean McDonald winning that battle, moving on up into 2nd where he started here tonight, and Timothy Pope slipping down to 3rd. Albert Anderson did in fact hold on to that top 4 position as well, with the 33 of Just Fought sneaking into that top 5.
Well, I tell you what, this finish did not disappoint. It was full of action, and oh man, what a great finish there for Burke.
Well, why wouldn't he? Look who's on the hood of that thing.
So Mayberry technically won.
Mayberry.
Well, there's us as well. I mean,
so Mayberry got first. We all are separated by, like millimeters there for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. So technically, Jeremiah Burke finishing 5th.
Yeah, we were all somewhere in the top 5. Man, that was a fun race. Had a little bit of everything. Super clean at the beginning. Got a little western at the end there, which I tend to like. And Albert, no, you don't want to drive down here? We'll deliver. I have this stuff that's in a purple bag I like to drink. I'm sure you heard of it.
Crown?
Yeah. It's,
We can't say the name.
well, it's from Canada, allegedly.
And Josh,
We got some business to take care of, but we should have a random draw driver today.
the random draw, just to make sure we get to talk to everybody. I guess Ricky Wittenberg was never one of those people. So it was going to be David Fite, but Mr. Fite is not here this evening. So tonight we get to talk to the man, the myth, the legend, and a 11th place finisher here tonight, Mr. Ricky Wittenberg, picking up a almost top 10 finish here tonight and having a great battle on out there. And of course, as always, like we said at the beginning, big thank you for that fantastic splash screen that we had at the beginning, and we'll be pulling up here at the end of this thing. But talking about the racing out there, Ricky, man, you were pretty much in the midst of all the battles pretty much all race long out there, and it looked Pretty heated.
Yeah, man, it was pretty intense. I just didn't have the speed. I was running, top 10, 12, somewhere in there. But it was crazy. They were driving really, really aggressive, really hard. I mean, it was clean, but these guys are so good. If you're off, you're 15th. You're not. Some leagues, if you're off, you're running 5th. Some leagues, if you're off, you're almost a lap down, like I was in that first stage.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. These guys are very, very competitive, and we've known that since we started covering y'all. Here a couple of years ago. So, I mean, great job out there tonight. And great job on the artwork for us. We sure appreciate it. Moving forward here, we got Martinsville next week, short track, up near your neck of the woods, really the track and all. And then talk a little bit about next season. We're going to be doing a little bit of super speedway type action, alternating between Gen 4s and is it Gen 4s and trucks?
Yeah.
I think that's what.
Yes. Yeah. So Martinsville, I like short tracks. Martinsville's a little different because it's so flat. But I'll actually try to log some laps this week to see if I can be a little more competitive next week, hopefully. But Martinsville's hopefully it won't be a crash fest like Bristol was. I don't think that it will be, but you really have to finesse your way around Martinsville. You actually go a whole lot faster at Martinsville by going what feels like going slower. You're going a lot faster.
Well, good job tonight. I got a two-part question for you. Which weather pattern do you prefer, El Nino or La Nina? And give us some shout-outs.
Yeah, I'm a big La Nina fan. The El Nino thing scares me. I don't know. But I don't buy into all the global warming or all that anyway. I think it's all a bunch of crap. So,
Yeah.
the weather pattern though, I can safely say that I was in the water last week, just a few days ago, and it was 82 degrees, and the low temperature here in Tennessee tonight's going to be right at 20. So that's kind of a shell shock to the system.
Yeah. All right. Shout outs for you.
Yeah, my team ain't dead yet. Tim, Trevor, Josh, I think they may have all advanced to the next round. I haven't seen the points, so I don't know. But I know Josh, he had a really, really tough road tonight with that whatever happened on lap 1, and then he worked his way back into it. And Kyle, and then you guys for your broadcast, and Jess and Lori for running the league. The off season, I'm not a huge fan of super speedways because there's so much, it's so random what happens at Daytona, Talladega, and ISS. But the good thing about that is you don't really have to put in a whole lot of practice time. You can kind of hook up and get out there and drive, and not really have to worry about tweaking the setup to gain 2 or 3 tenths of a second. So I do like that, and I like the change up that we're going to have the Gen 4s with the trucks. I think it'll be interesting.
It definitely should be, as well. As just shy of a top 10 finish here tonight, Mr. Ricky Wittenberg in that 55 machine, getting the job done up there in 11th place. Man, congratulations. Good luck next week at Martinsville, and stay warm out there, buddy.
All right, thanks, guys.
With that, we move on up to our podium finishers here tonight, and we get things started off with a guy we didn't think we would be talking to here for third, but a great finish nonetheless for the 27 of Mr. Timothy Pope, sneaking out a third place finish here tonight. And Tim, it was a very good performance between you and Vaught for the first stage, a great battle between you two, and then coming on down to the wire, but it just seems like everybody turned up their aggression dials up to 11.
Yeah, they do.
Talk a little bit about next week, Martinsville. If we get this same kind of aggressive style next week at Martinsville for however many laps we're running, it's probably going to be, 250 laps or something like that. What kind of racing is that going to be with a big field like this, and how do you like your chances at it?
I don't know. I have never ran a race there before. I've practiced a few times and done some time attacks, but as far as the race, never ran there. But it's probably going to be Little Recky, I'm guessing.
Little Ricky. Well, third place finish. You can take that. Who'd you like to give some shout outs to?
Everybody ain't dead yet. You guys for broadcast. Jess and Lori putting the races on. Say sorry to Jess there. My truck, so for some reason, my truck likes to get tight on that first or second turn there on the first lap, and I thought I had it turned down. I mashed the gas again and went straight again. So sorry to Jess there for getting them sideways there.
Yes, sirree, indeed. But still moving on in these playoffs, Mr. Timothy Pope with the third place finish here tonight, man. Congratulations on that podium finish, and good luck in your first ever race coming there from Martinsville there, buddy.
Yep, catch y'all next week.
Man, I didn't realize Pope never ran Martinsville.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, we've seen them
He'll
right
probably
there
win it.
before. I'm
He'll
probably wrong.
He'll probably win.
He's probably gonna win.
Yeah, we're at that.
He's gonna buy it the morning of, and then run 2
Yeah.
laps, and he's gonna win.
Hey.
Probably, as we talk to tonight's second place finisher here tonight, and that is going to be the 23 of one of our friendly Canadians, Mr. Sean McDonald, getting that second place spot. Man, congratulations there, Sean. That was definitely a hard-fought podium position finish for you here tonight.
Yeah, thanks, fellas. I was hoping to get to talk to you guys again before this was over, but right on.
Yeah, man, great job. Next week, completely different track. It's gonna be hell out there. It's gonna be a game of survival at Martinsville. This paperclip shaped half mile that's flat. There's no room out there at all. Have you run much at that short track, and are you looking forward to it, or are you kind of dreading it?
No, I love short tracks. I like beating and banging. I'm probably mediocre there at best, but sometimes I can do race over my head there and do okay.
Well, you did okay tonight. Great job, even though you used the metric system. Awesome job tonight.
Are you ever going to let that go?
No, I can't. I don't know. It's like my only
They made us
thing.
learn it for no
Yeah,
reason. when we
I'm
were
still
kids.
mad about that in the 80s when they told us we're all going to this metric system that everybody uses. No, hell no, we're not. We're using freedom units down here. Anyway.
I think technically deep down the U.S. is under the metric system.
Well, probably. And like the stuff that matters, I think we do.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
I'm pretty sure with my ammo.
Right on, fellas. That's a good laugh.
Well, who'd you like to give some shout outs to, man?
Oh, I don't know. I never know. I don't know. You guys, I guess, like always, I appreciate what you guys do. You do a good job.
Awesome.
Thanks, Sean. We appreciate it, bud.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, right on, guys.
We do appreciate it there, buddy. We'll let you get back on down there, hang out with everybody, hanging out in that race drivers meeting, and good luck coming up there next week as you continue that playoff charge here, buddy.
Okay, thanks, guys.
I think he's kind of tired of my Canadian jokes, man.
To hang out with.
I know. I think it would be awesome to like have a beer with. I would have like he'd have the metric version of whatever I'm having.
Right.
We'd talk about it, you know.
Well, talk about another. I mean, pretty much everybody here. I don't think there's anyone I wouldn't like to hang out and have a beer with.
That's
over
true.
here, but especially this guy who seems to like to turn on the afterburners whenever it comes to playoff time. The 53 of Mr. Jeremiah Burke picking up the race win here from Homestead. Congratulations there, Jeremiah, picking up that race win, and you're definitely moving on through to the next round at this point. But why do you always got to do that, man? Just sneak in, get into that top 12, and now I'm gonna race.
I don't know, but unfortunately for you, since I had good luck when I unveiled this paint scheme, your faces are running with me for another couple weeks.
That was going to be my question. I thought, man, was it the paint job that done it? Because I mean, dadgum.
I mean, I had a lot of luck on that hood, man. A lot of support.
Dave Mayberry out front there, and us three, and then you. So technically, we talked about this. Technically, you finished fifth. If you got Dave and us three, and then you, but talk about the biggest struggles out there here tonight. We know tire wear was a bear, but traffic and some accidents late that you guys had to kind of dodge, that kind of reared its head.
Having to restart next to Tim and race him for a win, that's not easy.
Yeah.
The big thing there was track position. If you can get clean air, I knew if I could get clean air and get 5 laps in the lead, it was going to be really hard to pass me because it was the same. I could catch up to everybody, but if I was behind them, I'd burn the front tires off, and then I couldn't catch them. So I knew once him and Jess got together there, and I was able to squirt around the outside, I said, I just need to beat them on these restarts every time and drive as hard as I can. My hands hurt. That has to have been as hard as I've driven recently. I also found some new settings in my steering offset and all that seem to be helping save tires. I've run it 2 weeks now, and I've got 2 wins, so I'm going to keep going on with that.
Yeah, so it isn't the paint job, but we did appreciate the paint job. Even though I don't want to see my face on anything, it still was nice of you to do that. And I guess we'll see it next week, huh?
I had to give some love to everybody that supports this league. I love everybody so much.
Well, it worked out tonight. First place finish, on to the next one. Who'd you like to give some shout outs to, man?
Shout out Justin, Lori, of course, Albert, Jack, Larry, you three, knuckleheads, and then the kids for putting up with this and all that. Like I gotta leave in like 5 minutes to take them to cheer practice. So so the night's still young here.
That indeed it is, but man, congratulations going to that 53 of Jeremiah Burke, picking up the race win in round 1 of these VRL playoffs, man. Congratulations. Good luck next week at Martinsville, and good luck the rest of the way here, buddy.
Thanks, guys. See you next. Hopefully I can talk to you up here next week.
And go Texas Rangers, right?
I don't think so. No.
Oh. I know you're from Phoenix. I had to rib you.
I'm not a big baseball fan, but I'm still pulling for the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, you got to support your home team. I get it.
I mean, hey, they made it. Let's give them all the support they can. I don't know how the game's going right now, so we'll go check on that here in a little bit.
It ain't looking good for you, buddy, but I ain't going to count my chickens.
You know what? At that point, then the week's over, and we can go into championship week NASCAR without any other distractions.
Right on.
And with that, we'll leave Jeremiah and let him get his girls over there to their cheer practice as we quiet things on down here from Miami. And boy, did we hear a lot of noise from these drivers out here tonight. It was one heck of a race, a very clean opening half, like we normally see. These drivers doing a fantastic job, and then that aggression dial, man. If it went past 11, I'm sure it would have here tonight, as that thing just got really heated towards the end.
Yeah, it did. I mean, after, I want to say probably after 3/4 of the way through this thing is when it really started picking up, and you started seeing a lot more aggression. We did see a lot of 3 wide there, and we saw guys that were getting runs, going to the outside and getting squeezed, and contact's going to happen. I mean, that's the nature of the game here. So a lot of black marks on the outside wall here, that green wall around Miami Homestead here tonight, and it was a lot of fun. I'm glad I got to see it with you guys.
Heck yeah, man, it was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to next week at the paperclip, and let's keep moving on with these guys.
And moving on we shall, as we take a look here at tonight's finishing order and tell everybody where their favorite driver ended up finishing here tonight. And that's with Jeremiah Burke picking up that race win and moving on in these playoffs. Same thing with that 23 of Sean McDonald getting that great second place finish there. And the 27 of Timothy Pope having a phenomenal race as well, finishing inside of that podium. Talk about a driver who got a fantastic finish. The 99 of Albert Anderson up 4 positions on the day to finish there in 4th. America's driver needing some points, and boy, did he get them here tonight, getting that 4th place spot. 33 of Jess Vaught had a few incidences of his own and ends up finding his way back to a top 5 finish. The 14 of Dustin with a Y, Dustin Eaton just outside of that top 5, having a great fight for 6th. And the 84 of Josh Bittner goes a lap down and everything with the lap one kerfuffle that happened as the green flag dropped, but up 13 spots on the day. Your hard charger of the race to finish here in 7th. A great run there for him. You got the 7 to Jonah Long as well. He was in the mix all night long, so having a great race finish up there inside of that top 10 in 8th. 9th will be the 6 of Trevor Robertson. Looked like he might be making some noise here as well, but dropping a few positions, but still staying inside of that top 10 with the 88 of Mike Adamson as well. He slipped through some of those cautions, doing some wreck avoidance there as well to find his way on up into the final top 10 spot.
55 of Ricky Wittenberg finishing in 11th place. 12th place, Larry Dickerson in the 69 machine. The 18 of Andrew Player finishing in 13th place after starting up there outside row number 3. Andrew Cawthon in the 10 finishes in 14th place. 15th, Kelly Keel finishes right where he started, but he had such potential up there running in the front earlier, and we were hoping he'd get a little bit better finish here tonight, and so was he, and he'll finish here in 15th. Chandler Paul up a few spots here, finishing in 16th. Had to get on off of here. He was the driver of the 72 truck. The 98 truck of Mike Taylor dropped a couple spots there. He'll finish in 17th place. 18th, Earl Evans in the sponsored, not sponsored, number 13 machine. The 085, Greg Dobson, had a little ongoing battle with the outside wall there, but still up 4. He'll finish in 19th place. Rounding out your top 20 tonight, starting in 13th, Dave the Gambler Mayberry in the 29. Of course, Adam, you could argue that he won the race since he was on the hood in front of Jeremiah Berg on that car as a paint job.
Yeah, you could. He also beat Kyle Vaught. I know that's a thing too. But
oh, that's right.
Right behind him there, 81, Jonathan Osborne. Really good race, run up the high line a lot, but went from 5th to 21st. Ended this thing up. Last car on the lead lap, Jack Dixon, another Canadian, 22nd. For Deion Jones, 23rd. Kyle Vaught, there he is in the 16, ended up 24th. 1, 2, 3, John Gallagher. I think he had some issues with connection or whatever. 25th, and thank you, Lori Vaught, for race control and all the stuff you deal with all these guys every week, week in and week out. So thank you.
Yes, sirree, indeed. As I close out our field here from Miami. As always, we thank you all for being here and watching with us, because as Mr. Alan English has said in the chat there, you all are the best fans. If you haven't done so already, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell so you get alerted every single time that we go live. And of course, if you do enjoy the race in action, be sure to hit that thumbs up button as well, so that way we can continue to grow our fantastic viewership base and having all y'all join us out here as well. And of course, big thank you as well to the great fantastic sponsors of the VRL, such as Blue Fox Properties and Dave Mayberry. Give them a call at 520-850-4189 if you're looking to buy or sell your house in the Tucson, Arizona area, or anywhere across the country. Let Dave and his 18 years of experience get down to work for you and get you into that home of your dreams, because this housing market just gets crazier and crazier. Get yourself a good quality realtor today. And of course, big thank you as well to GC Cruise Travel and Mr. Greg Klein, the official travel provider of the VRL and AAA Broadcasting. Be sure to get in contact with Greg to get your next worry-free vacation all booked up and underway, and get the best bang for your buck. Just save the most money by going to Greg Klein over there at GC Cruise Travel. And that's about it. So we thank you all for tuning in and watching. We'll be back on Monday night as the NTRL Xfinity Series continues their charge towards their playoffs, and we look forward to seeing everybody online for that one. But until then, I'm Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. We are signing off.
We gone. See ya.